As a parent, sometimes getting your child to eat anything, let alone healthy food, can be very stressful. While I'm a big proponent of teaching your children to love healthy food, especially fruits and vegetables, sometimes you have to have a backup plan. These 4 variety of veggie muffins are the perfect backup plan. You have those days when your picky eater just won't eat anything. Packed with veggies like zucchini, carrots, pumpkins, and sweet potatoes, you can be sure that your little one gets a whole lot of nutrition in one little muffin. Hi, my name is Keri Pratt. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am just snacking on a delicious sweet potato muffin. Today we're going to learn how to make 4 different types of vegetable muffins. Now, I didn't make them all in one day, so the videos are going to appear a little bit different in their content and style because they weren't all recorded on the same day. And I have to admit, on some of those days, I did not want to be in front of the camera. So you get it from a bird's eye view of how to make them. But I'm going to walk you through the steps on how I make a carrot, zucchini, pumpkin, and sweet potato muffin. Hope you enjoy. Your whole house will smell amazing as these bake away in your oven, and I guarantee they'll be a huge hit with whomever you choose to share them with. The first step is to always preheat your oven. For this recipe, we're going to do it to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you're going to measure out the flour, baking soda, salt, and spices in a medium bowl. Next, take a fork and mix all those dry ingredients together and set aside. In another bowl, mix the white sugar, oil, and 2 eggs. Beat these 3 ingredients together until a nice light yellow. If I had a choice between canned pumpkin and fresh pumpkin, I would always choose fresh pumpkin. Love about this can opener is that it does not leave sharp edges on your cans. It is a wonderful tool, and for somebody who sometimes has hard time with my hands movements because of my arthritis, this is a can opener that I love to use. So I'm going to post a link in the description below so that you can find this exact same can opener on Amazon. Next, measure 1 cup of pureed pumpkin. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and stir together. Remembering, do not overmix, just stir until everything is incorporated into the batter. So I use my hand and spoon in order to stir the batter so that I don't overmix it. Place 12 paper liners into each well of your standard size muffin baking pan. I find it helpful to use a large scoop, like an ice cream scoop, to evenly distribute the batter into each well. I decided to only do them 3/4 full, but with this recipe, you can make them so that they are nearly full, and this will help give your muffins a nice puffy dome. Because I didn't fill my muffins all the way to the top, I had some extra. What I also did was fill the remaining tins with water, a trick my grandma taught me. I'm not sure why we do this, but she always said it was important to do. Bake your muffins at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of a muffin comes out clean. I decided to slow things down and show you what this muffin looks like fresh out of the oven. One thing I think is great is that not very much of the muffin remains on the liner, which doesn't always happen with a muffin recipe. But look at that, it's just beautiful on the inside. Get the dollar store muffin liners. So here's an example of them. They're $1.25 at our local dollar store, and there's polka dots, there's flowers in seasonal, there's hearts, there's plaid, springtime plaid, and then other places I get discount ones that are no frills, and just pretty muffin liners. If you want your kids to try something new, you need to also present it in something cute and adorable, something that they're going to engage in.
A lot of times the way food is presented or packaged can influence if your child wants to eat that food or not. So if you have a picky eater, you may want to call these princess muffins or superhero muffins. Just something that will make it sound fun so that your picky eater may give these muffins a try.
I love this recipe because carrot muffins are sweet and delicious. For this recipe though, you will need sour milk. And so in order to make sour milk, you need to take half a cup of milk with a half a teaspoon of lemon juice, mix together and let sit for 5 minutes. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then in a large bowl, whisk together flour, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, nutmeg, a pinch of allspice, and a pinch of ginger. We're going to do this next step a little bit different by adding the brown sugar to those dry ingredients and then mixing it all together. Add your 1 egg to the sour milk that's sat for 5 minutes. Mix that together. Then stir the egg mixture into the dry ingredients. Also add the applesauce or oil. I always prefer to use applesauce. And your half a cup of grated carrots and vanilla. Once those have all been mixed in, fold them together until just combined. Place 12 paper liners into each well of your standard size muffin baking tin. I always find it helpful to use a large scoop, like an ice cream scoop, to evenly distribute the batter into each well. They will be nearly full, and this will give your muffins a nice puffy dome. Bake your carrot muffins at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 17 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the muffin comes clean. Look at those beautiful carrot muffins.
You might think with veggies that there's no way that these muffins can taste good. And sometimes the batter does look a little crazy, but each variety of these muffins are delicious and super moist because of the vegetables in them.
My garden always produces so many zucchinis that what I do is take the zucchinis shredded in the summertime, put it in the freezer so that I have the opportunity to make zucchini muffins all year round. In a large bowl, mix together your flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, ground nutmeg, and salt.
Something that you're going to notice in each of these recipes is that there's a common ingredient. I mean, your egg and sugar and flour are all going to be the same, but it's also the spices. So cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves are something that you're going to see repeated again and again in these recipes. Now, you don't always have to use them, and if you prefer cinnamon over nutmeg, then just use, when it calls for a cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove, just use that same amount and just use cinnamon. The choice is totally up to you. Sometimes I opt not to put cloves in mine because it is a little bit of a stronger flavor, and I'd like mine to be a little more mellow, but it's totally up to you. And you can alternate the amount of each that you put in your recipe depending on your personal preference.
Mix together those dry ingredients. Next, add 3/4 cup of applesauce or oil. Again, I always prefer to use applesauce if I can. Also add your beaten egg and stir in your grated zucchini. And don't forget the vanilla. Now you're going to combine the wet and dry ingredients together, making sure that you do not overmix. Use a spoon to distribute the muffin dough equally among the 12 muffin liners in the muffin tin. This recipe makes enough for 12 zucchini muffins. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes on the middle rack until the muffins are golden brown and the tops bounce back when you press them.
Kids don't like vegetables because of the texture, and not necessarily the flavor. All the veggies in these muffins are chopped fine or shredded so that the texture isn't an issue. You can make these regular sized or you can make them mini. The choice is totally up to you. At our house, I just make them regular sized. The best part though is that they freeze well, which is something I love to do, is make these in advance and put some aside in the freezer so that I have them on a day when I just need a quick go-to muffin.
These sweet potato muffins are extremely moist, packed with nutrients, and delicious. To prep the sweet potatoes, and this can be done a day or so in advance, pierce the potatoes with a fork, place on your baking sheet, bake at 400 degrees for approximately 45 minutes until the inside is soft when poked with a fork. Remove, let cool. When the potatoes are cool, peel off the skin and mash the sweet potato filling with a fork or masher until any big lumps are gone. Measure out 3 cups worth of filling. In a large bowl, combine the flour, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. In another bowl, mix together your sugar, 3 eggs, and oil, or applesauce, both are interchangeable, and then mix those ingredients together. Combine the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. To mix the 2 ingredients, I am using a wooden spoon until they are just combined. Next, I'm going to add the sweet potato and also mix until they are just combined. Line your muffin tin with those pretty muffin liners and then use your scoop to scoop out the batter into the muffin liners. This recipe made 24 muffins, that full, 3/4 full. And you're going to bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Yes, this is a long muffin time cooking, but they do require 30 minutes of cooking. And that's how gorgeous they look.
So I just pulled the sweet potato muffin out of the oven and it's had some time to cool. Now it's time to give it a try. Look at these cute muffin liners. Honestly, dollar store, best thing ever. Sorry, had to smell it. It looks delicious. It honestly looks like a pumpkin muffin. So I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what it looks like. That is really good. Yeah, you would have no idea that this has 3 cups of sweet potato in it. I hope you enjoy it too. Comment below on what you've done to incorporate more vegetables into your diet. I know it's something that I always struggle with, is getting more vegetables into my daily diet, and I'd love to hear the creative things that you're doing in order to incorporate more vegetables and fruits into your daily diet. If you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post new content once a week and I would love to have you as part of my community. As I'm continuing to learn and grow myself in this YouTube journey, I appreciate you following along and supporting me in this venture. It's something that I never planned on doing a YouTube channel. That wasn't where my life was taking me and the direction we were heading. But when COVID hit and my business closed, I needed something to do to fill my time and give me some fulfillment. I turned to making videos to put content on my social media for my business and ended up posting it on YouTube. Well, that one video took off and I thought I had a lot of fun creating that video. I should do that more. So as I'm processed of learning and growing, I have learned to love creating these videos. So I hope that you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I am experiencing with a few different topics that are new, that I love, that I haven't shared yet. And that is in personal finance and in saving and business. Also more things in my health journey, because I know that those topics are not only unique to me, and that I hope in sharing my experiences and my journeys in my health, and that it can help you as well. That's the whole purpose of doing these videos, is for us to learn together and grow. And that's what a community is, where we support and encourage one another in sharing our knowledge and our understanding and supporting one another. Thanks for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week.